What's up, guys? Jeff Cooney back with another episode of Ideal Flicks. Today, the movie that we chose to do the review on is Godzilla, King of Monsters. Went out and saw it a few days ago. I thought it was a pretty good film. Has a good storyline, keeps up with it. Great CGI. The fight scenes were really good. The technology that we have today definitely helps out with, the Godzilla that we've seen before in the past. It's outstanding how they do things now. And yeah, all the fights were really good. The animation, because these creatures aren't real, obviously, so there's only one way to do it, and that's through technology. And the casting and the directors and producers, they did a really good job putting it together. Throughout the film, there's a lot of foreshadowing because we know that this is just the first of many movies in this series, because not only is it a Godzilla series, but it's going to add up to, King Kong, Godzilla vs. King Kong. And throughout this movie, there's a lot of foreshadowing of King Kong coming, and, things that happen on Skull Island, but they never once show a picture of King Kong or even say the name King Kong, but they insinuate that, he's been found, but he's still on his island, Yeah, it's a pretty good storyline, other than human interaction, because for some reason we just like to screw everything up. And if the humans in this movie weren't to interact, pretty much everything would have panned out the exact same way. So they could have just done without that, mad scientists trying to save the Earth, releasing monsters on the Earth. Just everything would have played out if the humans had done anything, pretty much. And we know that this takes place 5 years after the first Godzilla movie, and everybody's still recovering. But from the results of the wreckage of the fight in the first Godzilla, new life is being generated on San Francisco, the places that were affected. Trees and plants and just nature is growing in those places that were pretty much destroyed. So in a sense, it's kind of like, Mother Nature is releasing these creatures to defend itself from us, because pollution, just everything that we make is probably pretty much a contaminant to the earth, and so these monsters are being released to protect it. And we see that Godzilla is not only just been around since us, but since before man. It's just, there's a shrine that is found, and it just shows that Godzilla is worshipped as a god. He's the savior of people. People know that he's there to keep us on the right path, in a sense. And it's he's on our side now, but in a sense he can change whenever he wants, because there's nothing we can do to damage that thing or kill that thing at all. Not a thing. And we're introduced to the villain of the movie, which is the Hydra, King Ghidorah, and it's a three-headed dragon from outer space, and that's why Godzilla and this monster butt heads, because they're both alphas and they both want to rule over the other monsters. So they fight it out. They have a couple fight scenes, and Godzilla's pretty much just getting his ass whooped, and we try to help him out. We don't. We hurt him badly. So then, to give him a boost, we drop a nuke into, I guess, the place that he goes to recharge. It destroys his entire I guess his home where he was staying at. It was someplace underneath the earth that had an air pocket, but it was only conditions enough where he could survive. Not humans. And we destroy it, and in doing that, we do give him a recharged boost to defeat Hydra, King Ghidorah. And in that boost, he comes back and he's ready. He's ready to fight, and he's fighting King Ghidorah. And it's not so much he's getting an ass whooping now. He's actually going toe to toe, and as they're going toe to toe, he gets knocked down, and you think oh, okay, definitely he's not ready, he's definitely gonna die. And Mothra comes out and actually sacrifices himself and fuses himself with Godzilla, giving him another power that's not that I haven't seen before, and it gave him the ability to have his skin become so radioactive hot that it just melts buildings, and anything within like a 100-mile radius just melts because his skin is so hot. So having that, he defeats, King Ghidorah, rips all the heads off, easily defeats him, and then just, returns back to the sea. Where's he gonna go? Just goes back out to wherever, and we find out that there's 17 monsters that they've discovered, Monarch, that they've discovered. We're only shown like 5. We're shown Rodin, Mothra, Behemoth, Skyla, I'm not sure really how to say it, Mabimbe, I think, Mewtwo, and then Kong, who's mentioned. We're never really shown him. But after the fight is over, all the monsters are making their way, because they sense something's going on. They are making their way to that fight, and at the end they all bow down to Godzilla, the king of monsters. And I thought it was really put together. It's going to be awesome for the movie next year coming out, Kong vs. Godzilla. That's going to be dope because, Skull Island, that was in the same timeline, but that was 40 years ago. And we just saw Kong when he was a baby. Now he's probably the same size as Godzilla, and I think it's going to be an awesome film. How they've added up to this, it's going to be a good creation of CGI involved, and I think it'll be a good turnout. So this movie was good. I hope you guys go out and see it and you like it. I hope this review helped. I'm Jeff Cooney. This is Ideal Flicks. I'll see you guys next time.